The rhythm of the club's bass matched the racing of my heart, a symphony of chaos under the strobe lights. That night was meant to be like any other. Drinks, dancing, and the fleeting escape from reality we both sought so desperately. Yet the air was heavy with the weight of unsaid words, our relationship teetering on the edge of a precipice we'd been too afraid to acknowledge. The argument erupted out of nowhere, or perhaps it had been simmering for months, buried under layers of denial. Words were thrown like daggers, each one slicing through the remnants of our bond. In a haze of anger and wounded pride, I left her there in the midst of the crowd, her face a portrait of shock and betrayal. As I stormed off, her anxiety, an ever-present shadow, transformed her fear into a palpable entity. We found each other again outside the club, but any relief was poisoned by resentment. We were like two actors playing out the final scene of a tragedy neither of us wanted to star in. I didn't realize then how much I had drunk. The alcohol numbed my senses, offering a false sense of invincibility. She didn't know either. If she had, perhaps we wouldn't have gotten into the car. But we did, and as the door slammed shut, so did any semblance of control I thought I had. Her words, laced with fear and anger, were like sparks to my gasoline-soaked pride. I snapped. Everything became a blur of sound and fury as I pushed the Challenger into a reckless acceleration. The city streaked past us in a whirl of lights and shadows, her screams for me to stop merely background noise to the adrenaline coursing through my veins. I was lost in the moment, consumed by a mix of anger and a desperate need to escape the mess of our lives. It wasn't until the sirens pierced the night, their red and blue lights a stark reminder of reality, that I felt the first twinge of fear. I tried to outrun it, the police, the consequences, the inevitable end of this high-speed descent into madness. Through the streets we flew, a wild chase of near misses and heart-stopping moments, her pleas for sanity a distant echo. I realized too late the depth of my folly, the impact of my actions. Surrounded, with nowhere to run, the walls I had built around my emotions crumbled. I surrendered, not to the police, but to the crushing weight of guilt and regret. That night, I lost more than just my freedom. I lost her, the trust we had, the future we might have built. Prison is now my world, a small cell where I'm haunted by the memories of that night and the love that slipped through my fingers. Every day, I live with the consequences of my actions, grateful that no lives were lost, but forever mourning the death of what we had.